This is Michael Hess from AST, and I just want to wish Lefty and the Leadhead Brigade continued success for the next 300 episodes. Keep up the good work.
All right, Leadheads, welcome back to another episode of the Talking Lead Podcast. This is Leadcast 305, and we took a little break, but I hit you guys with two awesome episodes before we headed out to Utah for Charlie Melton's world record long shot. So you guys got the final episode of the Talking Lead AK Corner, the Season 1 finale, Episode 12, where we had the gang from Palmetto State Armory joining us and talking about all the cool AK variations that they're cranking out with their Generation 3 AK-47, the AKP, and their hugely popular AKV, the 9mm pistol variation, and those custom magazines that they had made for that. Big thanks to Logan for getting Chad, the CEO of Palmetto State Armory, on, and their head engineer Colton for joining us on that. Full of a lot of great information. But that wrapped up our Season 1, Part 12, and we gave away the last AK-47, the help up from Pioneer Arms Corps. And we're going to be kicking off Season 2 soon. I think we're going to take a break next month, but then we're going to kick off Season 2 with some really cool information that you guys are going to want to hear about. We're going to get CJ on. He's going to get you an update on Season 2. So make sure you tune into that if you missed it. And then 303 was America's Mighty Warriors. We had the mother of Mark Lee, the Navy SEAL, the first military guy to lose his life over in Iraq during the Iraq War. And she told his story and talked about the awesome organization that she started up, America's Mighty Warriors. So it was a very heartfelt episode. We had a good time, though. Debbie's really fun. She fits in with the show. Cut up with us. We had a good time. Guy Connor was on there from Fordham Tactical to talk about the custom 50 Tejas that they have built for the auction that they're going to be doing at next year's SHOT Show. And that was one of the rifles that we shot while we were up there with Charlie Melton for his world record shot. And I didn't hit it, but Charlie actually hit a 2-mile target with that 50 cal. And it was pretty awesome. But they're going to auction off that very rifle there. So go back, check out those two episodes if you've not had an opportunity. Plus, our 300th episode giveaway celebration is continuing this episode. And we're going to bring you some details of that coming up soon. I'm going to introduce our guest, but make sure you guys go back to 300 and all the way up to this episode to find out all the cool things that we're doing, that we're giving away with the sponsors and the friends of the show of Talking Lead. We're giving away a silencer, believe it or not, suppressor. We're giving away a CP3322 pistol from Kel-Tec, but you got to listen to what you got to do to win that stuff. Because I'm not posting this on social media and getting, spoon feeding the non-Leadhead Brigade. So it's only you loyal listeners that are getting to take part in this and get these awesome prizes. And that brings me to our guest today, who we've not had on in too long of a time. And it's been way too long. So we got a lot to talk about with our good buddy Corey Jones over at Glock. Corey, welcome in.
Thanks for having me. Good to hear your lovely voice again.
Thank you, sir. We've talked a couple of times since then, but it's been way too long since we've had you guys on. I think it's been over a year at least since we've had you on.
Yeah, at least since at one of the shows or something. Last time we talked about what was going on and what's happening. Yeah,
I think the last time we talked, the 19X was like the big thing and what was going on. So lots have happened.
You got a better memory than I got.
Well, I went back and checked my notes, so I cheated.
Oh, okay, I got you. You listened to those old podcasts, didn't you?
Well, that's why I do show notes. I mean, it's more for me than anybody else. It helps me, so it's kind of a selfish reason why I do the show notes. But yeah, definitely. You and I have talked, like I said, since then, and there's a lot going on with Glock, and we've been trying to get you on, but our schedules just haven't been lining up. But we got them to work out, so we're going to talk Glock today, guys.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. And
that's right.
But before we get into that, I hear that jackwagon train rolling in, Corey. So we'll get Gunny to bring that train in, and then we'll get to it.
Sounds good.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
Yeah, I hear a jackwagon. A couple of them I got here in front of me. Actually, I hear them, whizzing by.
So you've got a couple there that I sent you from the lead heads, and you may have one of your own too that you want to throw on there. But we'll let you kick it off. Tell us who sent this one in.
I'm looking at one from Ed Burton.
Ed Burton, okay,
Ed Burton.
Good old Ed.
Got that one. But I think this one's about some magazine bans and all this other good stuff they keep trying to push down our throats.
He sent in several, so let me find that one. So this is on Ammo Land, Shooting Sports News. So you guys can go there, look up this story. It says, embattled Governor Northam pushing magazine ban. And this is Fairfax, Virginia. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, I guess that's how you say that, or Northam.
I think it is. I think he has more pressing issues than magazines right now.
You would think so. He's announced last week, and I don't know the date line on this, that he will convene a special session of the state legislature in order to push a package of radical gun control legislation. Radical. I mean, something new we've never heard of or they've never tried to do before, I'm sure. Early reports state that the package will include a ban on the standard capacity firearm magazine used by tens of millions of law-abiding gun owners. The details of, I'm going to call him Northam because that sounds more gooberish than Northam.
Gooberish?
Yeah.
More jackwagonish?
Exactly, more jackwagonish. Says Northam's plans have yet to be realized, but such bans in other states in the failed federal ban have often targeted magazines with a capacity greater than 10 rounds. There are hundreds of millions of magazines with a capacity greater than 10 rounds that are lawfully possessed and lawfully used every day in the United States. And then it goes on, to break down his package that he's put together, like a cell phone package. It just sounds like, you pick and choose which one you want here.
Or jackwagon bean package, something like that.
Something like that, yeah, exactly. But just another example that, the fight for our Second Amendment rights never ends, and we can't be silent, and we can't stop writing, calling, emailing your local representatives, your state, your federal, and let them know that you're not behind any of this bull crap. So, especially you guys that are in Fairfax, Virginia. That's probably one of our worst ones, Virginia, the state of Virginia, along with California.
California might rank right up there. Not too long ago, California actually reversed their ban for a small window.
I know. And did you see the sales?
That was great for magazine sales for about 2 days.
I'm telling you, man, everybody sold out like 2 or 3 days, however long it lasted. Did they ever come to a final decision on that? Is it still?
I believe he rescinded his rescension. So he reversed his reversal.
Oh my! I think they reversed his reversal. I don't think that guy reversed it, but I think that they challenged it, and then it went to another court, and the other jackwagon did. But our California
jackwagon somewhere jacked it all up. That's for sure.
Yeah. So our Californians out there, California leadheads, give us an update on what's going on with that. But I know, I got several friends over Mission First Tactical, Palmetto State Armory, several other places. I checked in with them during that, and they said it was going nuts for those. Yeah,
there was a lot of sales, like I said, in that day and a half or whatever day, however long it was. They got a lot more sales than I thought they would for California for mags.
Yeah. But
didn't change the gun side of it. There's not very many guns on that roster, but there's a lot of folks out there in California that still buy Glocks and love their Gen 3s. They'd love to have other ones, but they still love their Gen 3s.
Yeah. And that's all that can go out there because the other ones they won't allow.
Exactly. Unfortunately, yes.
All right, so welcome to the jackwagon train, Governor Northam. Sounds like something you name your pig.
A new spam.
New spam. A new flavored spam. The Nordum spam. All right, let's go to our next jackwagon. And we're going to go to Jason Edgar. And he says, Leadhead Jason here, our first sergeant at arms. He's trying to earn that back. Says ATF jackwagons, and we are irresponsible with firearms. ATF agents searching for thousands of guns stolen from their facility before they could be destroyed. Okay.
Wow, that's a big one.
That's kind of huge. ATF, let's see, pop-ups. Damn it. Get this pop-up out of here. All right, so you guys try to send me links that don't have pop-ups.
But everybody's trying to reach their non-endemic audience. So.
We're not talking about that. Okay, so I got to answer a survey before I can read this. All right, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, ATF agents searching for thousands of guns stolen from their facility before they could be destroyed. Before it gets cut off here, and I've got to answer some bullshit survey, which I'm not going to do. ATF agents across the country have been working to track down thousands of guns and firearm parts that have been seized by law enforcement and were supposed to be destroyed, but were stolen first, according to sources familiar with the effort. And then I got to do this. So you guys can just Google that to find the details on it. But the fact that they've, from their own facilities, had all these guns stolen, it's got to be an inside job. Got to be.
I would think so. Either that or the carrier they're using's got some splaining to do.
There's some splaining to do with the ATF, no doubt.
Splaining to do.
They're probably going to find them. They're going to turn up. They were just mislabeled. They went to a different warehouse. They'll sweep it under the carpet somehow.
They're probably labeled Fast and Furious.
Right. It's got Mike Daddy's name on there. Mike, if you're listening, love you, buddy. All right, let's go to our next one. You got another one there. Who do you want to bring up next?
Let me see here. I got to go through and find these ones that we hadn't done yet. Which one? This is the jackwagon. This is okay. Here's another band. We're gonna do another band here. This is actually out of Des Moines, Iowa, which is a ban on, again, high capacity magazines and bump stocks. And
I thought bump stocks were already a federal thing.
I could have swore I saw that somewhere.
Right. And they're trying
I've also seen videos where they make them out of 2x4s and holding a belt loop. So I'm not real sure how they're going to ban. And they're going to ban Levi's.
or your index finger.
Yeah, or Yellowwood. I think they could ban Yellowwood and Levi's and get that one squared away.
So last week. I think it was it was the week before last. Anyway, our jackwagon, the ATF hunts down full auto Glocks. Have you heard about that one?
No, not a full auto Glock. I mean, I've seen them before, but
yeah. So apparently there was this Chinese company that were selling the little Sears that you can put on there on Amazon or something like that. And before they could get a hold of them, they had sold thousands of them. So
right.
That was a story we did a few episodes back that was sent in by Kenneth McGee, but that was pretty...
The beauty of the internet, right?
Right. It's good and bad. It's all anything. It just depends on how you use it. But go ahead and talk about Omaha, what they're doing there. Is that what we said, Omaha?
No, it was actually Des Moines.
Des Moines, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Des Moines, Iowa. Polk County Supervisor's Way ban on high-capacity magazines and bump stocks. So... looks like Des Moines City Council and 2 county supervisors asked their staffs to support or find information on certain gun accessories and bans and stuff of that information. Actually, politicizing or actually using, again, your buddy from Virginia, right? Virginia Beach, the shooting, the unfortunate, tragic event in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and trying to just put a ban on more stuff, which, as we all know, really doesn't work necessarily. But that's another one for your jackwagon section.
Definitely.
I'll find some more information here.
Give them where they can go look that up.
This one is actually on the Des Moines Register.
Okay.
Is where that one's at.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys go look that up. You get some. I mean, just another example of what I said earlier. I mean, we got to keep fighting. Got to keep being the squeaky wheel. Otherwise, just like the bump stocks, this crap's gonna sneak through, and who knows what they're gonna take from us next. So. Be vigilant, leadheads. Our next one, for you hikers out there, this comes from outsideonline.com. And I think this one's from Kenneth McGee also. It says, you don't need to hike with a gun unless you're hunting. It's a terrible idea to pack heat in the backcountry. So do tell. This is an article by somebody named Drew Pogue, P-O-G-G-E, Poggy. I don't know, it's the jackwagon name. Anyway, earlier this month, a thru hiker was stabbed to death on the Appalachian Trail in Virginia. I think we talked about this. Maybe this wasn't the one.
I remember reading about that one. That was a crazy story.
Yeah, and then there was some dude with a machete that was going around and chopping people up on hiking trails. I don't know if this is the same one or not. He actually, one of the guys was a veteran that he killed. It says, after a few cursory moments of thoughts and prayers, the internet started offering suggestions that hikers arm themselves with guns. And this goes to a quote. It says, hell yes, guns should be carried. Thinking about all the unnecessary murders and robberies at places they shouldn't be happening. Mount Everest, the Himalayas, the Appalachian Trail, Yosemite. So apparently it's going on all over the damn country on the hiking trails. I can't believe I'm commenting on this. This way you should carry a gun. This is why you should carry a gun. Someone was murdered on the Appalachian Trail this weekend. So they're showing some of the posts. It says comments on the outside social media channels range from thoughtful to truly paranoid. But what surprised most people, and why do people got to be paranoid just because they want to carry a firearm in the case they need to protect themselves or their loved ones? And why is that paranoid? But what surprised most people, or what surprised me most, was how many people claim to carry a gun on the trails in response to Wes Seiler's 2018 piece about whether or not to carry a firearm in the backcountry. He ultimately argues that non-lethal defense is a better option. Okay, I'm just trying to wrap my mind around that. Many, it seems, fancy themselves pretty savvy gunslingers. It's that Wild Bill Hickok or Jeremy from accounting. It's hard to tell, and that scares me far more than any grizzly bear or random hiker I'm likely to encounter. Anonymous recreationist carrying guns should scare you too. Okay.
I'm not trying to take all that. It's like going in 100 different directions in one sentence.
Yeah, I mean, it's that old mentality that, when people are carrying firearms, it's the Wild West. They're throwing out the Wild Bill Hickok reference there, which, they use that as a scare tactic. Oh, it's the Wild West out there. Well, let's see. I'm not anti-gun.
The same article too, though. He says he's not a gun hater. He doesn't believe in not carrying, which I find I'm a hunter. If I can eat it, I'll hunt it. And especially if I was hunting bear or something. I'm sorry, did I say beer?
Beer.
I hunt that too every once in a while.
Hell yeah.
But if I'm out in the woods, no matter where I am, I always have a pistol on me, whether it be for a snake, whether it be for whatever it might be.
A crazy guy on the Appalachian Trail wanting to machete you to death.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't encountered, Jason Friday the 13th or Freddy Krueger yet, but I'm sure if I saw a guy with a machete, I'm sure I'd rather have a pistol than an ice cream sandwich to offer him to get him to back away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the same reason that you would carry a med kit. If you don't want it, and odds are it's not going to happen. But if you need a med kit to for yourself or for someone else that you run across, you want to be prepared. You carry extra batteries because you want to be prepared.
I'd go out on a limb, but I'd say a lot of these so-called, I guess, enthusiasts, as he calls them, a lot of those guys probably have some of those kits in their cars or in their, in their bags or whatever, hiking through the woods with or without a gun.
And I'm sure that there's
a lot of us that carry guns all the time probably have those med kits in their trucks just in case they need it.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of goes hand in hand. The responsible firearm owner takes it beyond just the firearms.
Absolutely.
They get the training for the medical. They get the training for, if you're going to be out hiking, the navigation and the animal encounters and all that kind of stuff. It's just a being prepared kind of mentality, and that's typically the people that carry. You don't,
absolutely.
You hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Absolutely.
It says, I'm not anti-gun, nor am I a city-dwelling ideologue. I've lived in Montana for nearly 20 years and I own guns. The only time I carry one into the woods, however, is to hunt, to kill game. That's what they're built to do. Well, that's not the only thing they're built to do, son.
Right.
That's not what the Second Amendment protects. Doesn't protect our.
If I remember right,
too,
Mr. Gaston Glock didn't build them to go hunting.
That's true.
Built for military as a protection, as a tool.
They're a tool to protect.
You could say they were hunting.
It is a tool to preserve life.
Exactly.
But
absolutely.
Since I've been an editor, I've been an outdoor writer and editor for nearly as long, covering everything from skiing and climbing, hunting and fishing. I own a backcountry guide service, operate exclusively in grizzly country, including some of the most bear-dense parts of Yellowstone. I've had dozens of grizzly encounters, run-ins with polar bears. All right, so he's throwing out all these critters out there that can kill a man, pretty easily. Well, same thing a psycho, somebody who's not in their right mind can do. Prime example. So why wouldn't you carry a gun for them also to protect your life?
Absolutely.
And then they're not just saying anybody go out there and grab a gun. It's just like you've been a hunter, you trained, you prepared for that. Same thing with a carry pistol to defend yourself. There are courses and classes out there all over the United States, and they're not hard to find a good qualified instructor to go take a defensive handgun course to be prepared in case that inevitability pops up that you have to protect yourself from another individual. So they're not saying that everyone go out there and carry who doesn't. Be prepared. It's a part of the mentality to be prepared. So if you're going to carry one, then you got to go train and you got to know how to use it. So
Absolutely.
this guy is just, I don't know what his agenda is, but he goes on spouting off at the mouth or with his keyboard. I guess it's an article, but you can go read it outside. Go comment. Tell him how off track he is on this. What's his name? Drew Pogue, whatever. Pogge. So, Jackwagon, welcome to the Jackwagon train, Drew Pogge. So let's do one more, and we'll let you do it. You got another one there?
Jackwagon?
Yeah, let's do it. We got several here. We got a lot.
We got plenty. There's plenty of Jackwagons out there, I'm sure, to find. I'm trying to go back through my list here of where this one came from.
Okay.
But anyway, we've got a presidential candidate. Imagine that, right?
Okay.
I'm guessing nobody can determine what party he's from if he's on the jackwagon.
Right.
But Eric Swalwell, prosecute those who defy the AR-15 ban. So basically what he's pushing is prosecution for those who defy his proposed AR-15 ban, plans to rest on forced buyback of AR-15s and other commonly owned semi-automatic rifles. He's been pushing confiscation, gun control for over a year. Initially intimidated the government, or it says intimated the government could nuke Americans who refused to comply with the plan, then soften the punishment by telling CNN, imagine that, what's Fox News, he's on CNN, Jake Tapper, that the non-compliant would simply face jail time, which is still crazy, right?
That's ridiculous.
Jail for having an AR.
Yeah.
He also added a third option indicating that those who do not want to give their guns to the government could instead deposit them at a hunting or shooting club. His latest tweet on the subject make clear criminal prosecution awaits those who do not cooperate with the ban. So, again, as you said before, it's going to keep coming, especially as we go into 2020, right? And there's, how many now? Is it up to 25 or 30 different candidates that are all pushing some kind of crazy jackwagon agenda? Yeah,
I mean, most of them, they've got guns as their primary running, whatever. What is that? What do they call that? Their platform.
Their agenda, their platform.
Agenda,
yeah.
So
it's going to definitely be interesting going through the rest of this year, as everything's already starting to heat up, and as they start going through debates and whatnot.
Right, it's just going to get
we'll see what happens.
More and more and more and more as we get closer. So, all right, so let's wrap up, and thank you, Leadheads, for sending those in. I mean, there's a lot more. We'll try to get to those to the next episode, but I know you guys are going to keep sending them in. But Alex, Ed, Kenneth, PPRN, Jonathan, Adam, Jason, Edgar, Pierce, all you guys, thank you so much for sending those in. Keep them coming. Make sure you send, Talking Lead Jackwagon Train or something like that in the subject. Send me your nominations, talkinglead@gmail.com, and we'll get those, as many of those read as we can. So, in preparation for our next segment. Let's go ahead, Corey, and I was telling you a little bit off air, we're starting a new segment, and it's the opposite of the Talking Lead Jackwagon Train, and we put a vote out there for you guys on what to name this new segment. And we got a lot of good cooperation on Instagram and Facebook, and I think we narrowed it down to like 5 choices for you guys, and I had done an alphanumerical voting system. You vote for the title, what we're going to call them, or call the award, and then their vehicle. Just like we got the Talking Lead Jackwagon Train, they're called Jackwagons. You know, the gunny hauls them off on the Jackwagon Train. And what we've got, I'm pulling it up here on Facebook. I went through and I tallied, and so actually the first runner-up, the one that got like the third most votes, was 1A, and that was call them celebrities, like a celebrity, Corey. We call them celebrities. We play on Talking Lead, celebrities.
Got it. I'm tracking.
And Lead Force 1. So that was the runner-up, or the second runner-up. Third place. What's that called?
Right. Third place.
Third place. Let's call it third place.
The second place loser.
And then we also had...
But still a good one. But still good for all you lead heads out there. Nothing, not disparaging any of you guys out there. That's still a good one. Got third place. What was second place?
Second place was... I'm looking it up here, doing my tallies, and some of you may have voted since I did the count, but too late. So that's all I got to say is too late. You had your chance. I gave you like 2 months to do this. So
right.
That one. It looks like 4D. Actually, 4D was third place. 4D was Talking Lead Valor Award, and then whoever wins that, they get their plaque at the Talking Lead Hall of Heroes. So that was third place, and then the Celebrity and Lead Force 1 was second place. So
okay.
Yeah,
tie for second then, is that what you're saying?
No, one was the third place, and then 1A was overwhelmingly second place. 1A was overwhelmingly second place.
And you got, what's number 1?
And then
what takes the cake?
This one, I mean, hands down, no contest. I mean, this blew all the votes out of the water. And I didn't intend it to be this way either. When I was going through and writing these down, it was completely random. But it's 2A. Mm-hmm. The combination 2A is the winner. And it's Lefty's Heroes, and our heroes get a ride on Lead Force 1.
There you go.
So there you go. There's the name of our new segment. So thanks to everybody who made the suggestions, who voted to get us to our new segment. And I told you, whatever you guys voted on, that's what it's going to be. I voted for Celebrities and the Liberty Limo.
I like that one, Liberty Limo. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I know, isn't that cool?
Liberty Limo, I like that one too.
Yeah, so the celebrities get a ride in the Liberty Limo, and they get the red carpet treatment. You know, we roll out the red carpet for them, and they.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So I like that one. It didn't win, but you know, like I said, you guys, the masses have spoken. So Lefty's Heroes and Lead Force 1, digging it.
Got it.
So I'll come up with I'll do a logo. Maybe I'll do a logo contest with you guys like we did a while back. I'll put some thought to it. But we're going to go ahead and kick off
Don't hurt yourself.
And I got to come up with sound effects too. Like we got
Oh my. Now we're getting dangerous.
Well, the Jackwagon train's got a nice, choo-choo train coming in, powering in, the gunny, rolling in, getting ready to haul some Jackwagons off. So Lead Force 1, I guess, is going to have some sort of a jet sound or something like that. So
absolutely.
I put thought into my stuff, dude.
I'm telling you, man, I'm impressed.
And it's all the Leadhead Brigade, it's whatever the masses speak, and that's what we do. So
absolutely.
So let's kick off the first, and we've actually given some of these away under the opposite name, but this is the first under the official new segment name, Lefty's Heroes. So bring in the Lead Force 1, I guess. I don't land. Let's land the Lead Force 1.
I got.
So
good sound effects going on here. Where's Biz Marquis when you need him?
Right. I gotta get him. I'm probably like 3 degrees separated from him, so we get him on the show. I'm sure you know somebody, right?
I probably could find somebody.
There you go. 3 degrees separation from Biz Marquis.
Yep.
All right, so you've got it. You've got it there. So tell us who has made the Lefty's Heroes list, and we're gonna give them a ride on Lead Force One.
On Lefty's Heroes.
Yes,
see
sir.
Here. What I got on here?
Oh, he's got
I
two.
got Crenshaw. Shuts down the View. I mean, that's got to be one of the top contenders there. Anybody that shuts down the View Divas is a.
Well, they're both
a
Dan. They're both Dan
book.
Crenshaw, and I think those are just the two examples.
Right.
All right. So
one is Shuts Down the View article. Like I said, I don't have the names here in front of me of who sent them in.
that is sent by Patrick Lynch. So Leadhead Patrick.
Okay. And then I've got Like a Boss,
Okay.
which schools Democrats on border security and illegal immigration. So
Nice.
how do you vote against those two?
Yeah, so Crenshaw, Dan Crenshaw is our recipient of this episode's Lefty's Hero Award, and he's going to get a ride on Lead Force One, which, he may be on Air Force One before long,
He should be.
I think he might be
With his background.
running for president maybe someday. I hope his political career stays impeccable. But Patrick says, Lefty, it's been a while since I've emailed you last. I've been very busy remodeling my house. Well, very cool, man. Maybe you going to sell that house? I know a good real estate agent. I'd like to suggest Dan Crenshaw, former Navy SEAL and congressman from Texas. And in case you guys don't know who Dan Crenshaw is, you've probably seen him. He's got the patch over his eye. For the opposite of jackwagon, not for a single particular reason, just for being a real American and schooling the rest of Congress and other left-wingers on the right in responsibilities of being an American and to the Constitution. Congrats on 300th episode celebration. Have a good one. Your friend, Patrick Lynch. So, very cool. And as Corey was saying there's a couple of examples that he sent links. There's one on Biz Pack Review on Dan Crenshaw. It's talking about how he shuts down the View Divas and their endless yapping of nonsensical bullcrap. And then
you had one from Pierce Taylor also.
Oh, we got one from Pierce too. Okay.
Yeah, from the sheriff's deputy turned away from jewelry store because of service weapon.
Let me find that. I think that's a jackwagon though, isn't it?
Could. Oh, you know what? You're right. Jackwagon.
Yeah.
You're right. It has jackwagon in the subject. I see that now.
Yeah. So I try to tell our leadheads to make it easy for me because I do the same thing. If you don't put it in the subject what it is, I'll lose it. I'll never find it.
You get all jacked up.
I get all jacked up. That's right. That's right. So there you go, guys. That is our first official new segment, Lefty's Heroes, Lead Force One, and Dan Crenshaw is the recipient of that. So thank you, Patrick for sending that in. You guys we want that list to be bigger than our jackwagon list. So be out on the lookout for awesome people, awesome companies. Maybe even it's a product or something that's changing our life for the good. But it's a positive thing. So people, individuals, companies, products, whatever, animals that are making a difference in our communities, in our world, and doing good things. And it doesn't have to be just for our Second Amendment rights, but obviously it can be because this is a Second Amendment show. But we try to be what's that word?
Non-endemic.
We try to be non-endemic on this show. We welcome everyone, all races, all religions, all backgrounds to this show because everyone loves their Second Amendment rights. They love going out, shooting, hunting, competition shooting, whatever it may be. We welcome you. So come one, come all, listen to the Talking Lead podcast. We don't discriminate here. And even if you're a gun, hater, you're anti-gun, listen to our show. Take the opportunity to go out with maybe someone local and ask them to take you to the range. It'll change your mind. Trust me. Change your life forever.
Absolutely.
All right. So that does it for the Lefty's Heroes segment. That's what we're going to call this segment, Lefty's Heroes.
I like it.
So we'll put So get that Air Force One out of here, that Lead Force One out of here. We got to find a driver, I guess, for our Lead Force Ones, because Gunny takes care of the train, so I guess that needs to be the next suggestion. Who's going to be flying the Lead Force One? And it can't be Chuck Norris.
No, it can't be Chuck. I think Chuck's tied up at the moment.
So right now, I'm your pilot. So sit back, relax. We're going to give you a smooth flight around the globe to show you off to all the Leadhead Brigade. Stewardesses, take care of Dan back there. If you guys ever seen Iron Man, the Lead Force One is decked out like Iron Man's plane, like Tony Stark's plane.
It's a bad mamma jamma, right?
It's a bad mamma jamma. That's right. All right, let's talk Glock. Let's get updated on Glock. All the cool stuff that you guys have going on since the G19X.
Man, there has been a lot going on since the 19X for sure.
You've got you actually came out with another version of the 19X.
Yeah, we did with the G45 and 9mm.
Yeah, you guys are killing me because you came out with the Gen 5s, and I just fell in love with the Gen 5s. You guys had us out there. We got to shoot it. We got to take the Glock training course. The
operator's course.
We got to take the operator's course, which was a good time. You sold me on it. I bought one, and then like a month, 2 months later, you hit me with the G19X, and then I'm like, you sons of bitches. I just fell in love with the Gen 5, and you go, and then you come out with this bad mamma jamma, which the 19X is my carry. This is what I carry now. Ever since then, the Gen 5 got about 2-3 months of carry time, and then it found its way to the safe, and now the 19X it's my full-time carry.
So you got your 19X on your dress-up days with your khakis, right? And then you got your G45 on your days where you're wearing black or blue.
Well, I haven't got the G45 yet.
Well, what are you waiting on? I mean, come on now.
I haven't got that yet.
Just call a brother up. I know where there's a few of them at.
Well, here's the thing. It's like I got the Gen 5, and then you hit me with this, and then you hit us with the 45.
Yep.
And then I was like, I gotta wait because what are they going to come out with next?
And then the 45 MOS.
The 45 MOS, which that'll get you you can put the red dots on there.
The red dots on it. Yeah. Then we hit you with the 43X and 48 silver.
Yeah, talk about those because those are newer.
Yep, that's the newest additions overall, without just being additional configurations or whatnot. So obviously silver slide on a 43X and the 48. The frame simplified out as like a Slimline 19 did 7+1.
And for those who don't speak Glock, the 19s are the 9mm. The 43s are the I'm pitching to you now. Slow pitch.
Say that again.
The 43s are we're deciphering Glock talk. What a 19 is, what a 43 is. Some of our listeners are new to this, so we want to let them know what we're talking about.
Gotcha. So yeah, you've got the 43X and 48, which are going to be both in 9mm.
Yeah.
And you got, I'm sorry, correction on that. You've got a mag capacity of 10 rounds in both. So you've got it basically, like I said, a single stack 19. If you're familiar with the G19, it's our compact 9mm, one of the most popular handguns we've sold since 1986.
Mm-hmm.
Has been always number one or top three of the guns we sell.
Oh, and I got to throw this. I got to throw this out there too, Corey. The Gen 5 is when I switched over from the 40 cal to the 9mm. It sold me on the 9mm.
Absolutely, and the whole Gen 5 platform, or changes to the frame and changes to the firearms themselves, was based off the FBI specs and all the different federal agencies going to 9mm. And that big push. That's why overall you haven't seen a whole lot of new models come out in the Gen 5s. Everything's been 9mm thus far. I'm sure over the next few months there'll be some additional calibers come out in the Gen 5s possibly. That's the way things tend to roll at Glock, is they'll bring out one or two models and then kind of go through the whole line over the next few months, next couple of years, and try to get all the calibers covered in that Gen 5 platform.
There you go.
But overall, the 43X and 48, again, 10 rounds, silver slide. It's not really your chrome plated type deal, right? It's more of a matte finish silver.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll come in both those 43X and 48. Be on the lookout for some new information on those two models somewhere on or about the 15th of July. There'll be some interesting things happening with that, with the Slimline line itself. So be looking out for that.
And that's what you're calling the single stacks. You're calling
that is the Slimline, so that'll be our single stack, yes. So your 43X has got a 43 link slide on a 10-round frame. Again, that's basically going to be a G19 Slimline, or cut in half basically on the frame. And then you've got a 48. If most of your listeners are familiar with the 34, you know, on the front end at the barrel where the recoil spring goes, you'll see a little extension on the slide. As you know, and most of your viewers know, a 34 utilizes a G17 frame.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a little extension of metal there so that long slide can go on that 17 frame. This is the same concept. You've got the same frame in a 48 and a 43X, but the 48 has a little bit longer slide. We found that some of the other models that we've done is that people like that longer slide, sight radius, what have you. Then you got the concealed carry guys who want the shorter slides. So we come out with both, basically. And we changed it up a little bit. People ask us at all the shows, you know, why did you do silver? We did silver, basically. It's a PVD finish. So we did silver because, you know, a lot of our customers were asking for a different color. And rather than do what everybody's doing in the FDEs and the grays and all these other things that are Cerakoted, we did silver. We figured silver and black look good together.
Silver and black looks really good together. I mean, you may not like the Oakland Raiders, but, you know.
Well, you know, it's interesting, though. I think overall it's about 50-50, maybe 60-40 that don't like the silver. But overall, I think a lot of that's because we've never done colors before other than the frame.
Yeah.
So I think for us, it's really stepping out of our comfort zone and our normal box of guns, right? We stepped way outside the box for what Glock is really known for, and did something different. So
you're going
but again, you'll see some new information around July 15th on that as well. So all you lead heads be looking for information coming out around the 15th of July, and then start seeing some guns on the shelves probably around July 22nd. Somewhere around there.
Okay. Just in time for you to recover from the 4th of July celebration.
Listen, don't spend all your money on 4th of July. Put some of that beer money up. Be saving for that July 22nd date when you need to buy something else.
Right. Now you guys have
give Mama one too, right?
Exactly. Now you guys have a Slimline that has the extended frame, right?
Yeah, not the extended frame. It's got the extended slide.
And that's the 48.
That's the 48, yep. It has a longer slide on the same frame as a 43X. So, like I said, you've got a 10-round gun that has a little bit longer slide on it.
Nice. And then that's the 19X, the 43X, the 45. We talked about the 45.
Yep, 45 MOS.
That's the MOS. That's with the sight.
Yep, you got the red dots on there. You've got, one thing that I hope everyone's seen and heard about, of course, can't disclose too much information on it, but us winning that CVP contract has been huge for us. That's been a great sale, a great pickup for us, and it's actually its own. They have their own pistol,
and that's the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol.
Right. Yep, U.S. Customs Border Patrol.
Hey, congratulations on that too. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. So that's a little bit different pistol. I'm pretty sure you can probably find information on it. It's probably a lot of it's probably public record now, just like ATF and FBI. Once the award is awarded to whatever manufacturer, you can probably look that up. You know, all those Google searches out there, all those guys that are good on a computer can probably find out what that is. But it's a pretty neat product as well. They did 17s, 19s, and I believe 26s. That'll be available just for that contract, so that's a good pickup for us for sure.
So I'm looking at one right now. I just did a Google on it because I'm one of those guys that can Google like a madman. And I don't know if this is the one. So if I'm looking at the right one or not. So is it a 47? Is that what they're calling it?
It is a G47. Yep, okay, that is it. And it utilizes the same kind of platform as a 43X and a 48. Considering you can. On the 47, you can swap slides in between different frame sizes,
Mm-hmm.
but it utilizes that same extension under the slot at the barrel where the recoil spring would go. So I think if I remember right, it's a G19 size frame, but you can put a G17 slot on it.
Okay.
The 17, similar to like a 45, but it's actually using a 19 size frame.
Okay.
And vice versa. I believe there's also a 17 size frame or something of that nature on it. 26 is a little bit different. It is a total different makeup for the CBP. That was built specifically for them. So. And
I just pulled up AmericanSecurityToday.com, and it says the CBP adopts the brand new specially designed Glock G47 9mm. It says the G47 uses a 4.5-inch barrel, the same used on the company's full-size pistol, the Glock 17. It can feed from a standard G17 double-stack magazine with a capacity of 17 rounds, or from G19X, G34, and G45 magazines, should the need arise. Pictured above is the G48, courtesy of Glock.
Mm-hmm.
You've got one of your lovely ladies shooting that. Can't tell if that's Brandy or who that is. Blonde hair. I don't know.
I'm not sure who that is. It looks like could be Brandy, maybe. I'm not sure. So, but yeah, a lot of good stuff happened over the last year. A lot of great new products. There will be some. We're always working on new stuff. Obviously, I can't tell you; it wouldn't be new, right? But always looking at SHOT Show, NRA time frames like that. IACP. There will be definitely some new stuff coming. Some additions. Some new pistols on the agenda on the horizon. I know a lot of people always ask about the rifle. Don't have any updates on the rifle, so,
it's in the mail.
Has to call in, but you don't have to worry about them calling in for that one. We don't have any information on that one, other than it'll be at SHOT Show. We just don't know what year.
No, what year, yeah. It's going to be a SHOT Show. So you go to NRA, go to SHOT Show, go to these events where Glock's going to be out, and, they've got the firearms there. You guys can check them out. You can touch them, feel them, get to know them personally. Some places you even get to shoot them, so be on the lookout for where they're going to be. You can check them out, and then, like he said, for special super secret stuff, man, that's a lot of S's.
It is.
You never know what's going to be out there. So, and you can always listen to the Talking Lead podcast because we are the show for Corey exclusives.
Absolutely. I know it. Couple other things going on too. We don't talk about them much, but I'm sure a lot of your lead heads know who they are. The Team Glock shooting team with Shane, Michelle, and Ashley.
Yeah.
They just recently won Area 1 and Area 7 championships, so kudos for them for a job well done.
Congrats, guys. Yeah.
They're out there repping the brand, and there's a good possibility across the country you could see one or all three of the team members at a Glock Day at a local store. So I know our marketing team works really hard to geographically, if somebody's having a Glock Day, which nobody knows what that is, that's where you can get special deals on guns at your local commercial retailer. And they'll schedule those throughout, so you can check our Facebook page for different days that they may have a Glock Day in their area, in their state, in their city, or one that's close by. And you might be able to run across one of the shooters there, go by, say hello, get an autograph, what have you. So some pretty cool stuff that they're working on.
But Michelle,
great shooter.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things
team
about
member, her. So, the team's doing great. Like I said, they won Area 1, Area 7, so now they're gearing up for anything else coming up this year or 2020. So things are good, things are good.
Things are good. And then, of course, the sad passing of the gunny, Arlie Ermy. He was part of Team Glock there. I'm sure they do a lot of their good winning here that they've been doing recently in honor of him.
Absolutely, and I think they're still running some gunny time episodes that they had in the can for them to do this year. So you'll still see that. I think you're still going to see some shows off the gunny time with our shooters and stuff of that nature.
Cool.
But we miss him dearly. He was a great spokesperson for us.
Just a great man.
If anybody ever saw him at one of the shows, he was always there to the very last person got signed. So he was a great spokesperson for us. And as I'm sure you guys know, if they went to NRA or whatnot, they would have saw Chuck Norris there, which has been a great addition as well. His fans and our supporters really love him.
Yeah, I know that was kind of a big.
The folks he brings out too, as far as other celebrities that might be at the show. So it's a good time for us. We're enjoying we're enjoying the good part of everything right now.
Yeah, and
so
that was kind of
these guys be our spokesperson is a great plus.
Chuck Norris was kind of a curveball. I mean, I wasn't expecting. I knew you guys would find somebody, but you come up with Chuck Norris, and I mean, he's like the king of memes, right?
Absolutely, no doubt. He's been great as well. I mean, his whole team was great during the show, and like I said, some of the other celebrities that come up, some of the MMA guys, and a lot of other folks that have come up when he's been around. It's been pretty cool. So
yeah,
and obviously the fans love him. I think there was just as long a wait for him as there was for Ermy. So it's been great. We've been lucky.
But I had heard at one point, that he's one of those celebrity people that's not afraid to come out and show his support for the Second Amendment. So kudos to him,
right?
Because I mean, Hollywood can be very vicious, and we'd like more of them. So we create a safe place. Again, that word, what's the word? Non-endemic, I believe. Non-endemic environment. Very safe space for celebrities to come if they want to come be on the show. We've offered.
Well, everybody needs to hear both sides, right? In a civil manner.
Yeah. And this is a show because we'll talk motorcycles. We'll talk, Kiana's got a motorcycle company. We'll talk karate with Chuck
with Chuck Norris,
or we'll talk that what's that product that he's got, some sort of like stretching product or something. Him and Christy Brinkley, or I don't know.
With the rowing machine.
The rowing machine, yeah. I mean, we'll talk because we're about fitness.
I can't remember what it's called either. I just saw the advertisement the other day, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck looks great too. I mean, how old is he? He's probably older than Gunny, and he looks great.
Yeah, absolutely. He looked like he was still in pretty good shape. I bet he could take either one of us.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I mean, he's like, bring it on. Very good. So lots of good stuff going on there with you guys. Team Glock tearing it up. Got you a new spokesperson. You got the government, getting back on board with stuff. The Army, I know they're kicking themselves in the ass for not picking you guys in the beginning. So very good stuff, man.
Absolutely. And you've got some giveaway stuff coming up too, right? We're going to participate in that for all your lead heads.
That's right. I announced earlier that we're going to do that, but before we make that announcement, Corey, we got a special guest that's phoning in here, and we're going to give away one of 3 ASP tactical light kits. This is what kicked it off. This is what started everything. And we've got Michael Hess with ASP that's going to be joining us right now to give away our first 300th episode. Actually, it's not our first because we did some 1776 United gift cards. But this is the one that kicked it off. So now joining us all the way from the East Coast, we've got our good buddy Michael Hess with ASP. I think he's tooling down the road, so we may have some in and out service, but we're going to do the best we can. Michael, welcome in.
Thanks. Good to be back. And yes, I am heading down the road. I'm just on my way back from Buffalo, home of the four-time almost world champion Buffalo.
Oh man! So have they ever won a Super Bowl?
They have not. They went to 4 in a row and lost them in dramatic fashion.
4 and out.
Haven't done too well since then. But those were the days. And
I know it's not been popular since his turn to the criminal world. But
I know where this is going.
I was a huge O.J. Simpson fan, man, back in the day.
Everyone was.
I know. So that side of O.J. Yay! But where he fell from grace, man, sad story. Sure. But you were at a convention there, right? Or training? Actually, you're training.
Yeah. So I think we may have mentioned in the 300 episode, we do tuition-free training for law enforcement all over the world. We teach, and typically in 3-day classes, we teach law enforcement officers to become instructors of ASP techniques within their own agents. And so we happen to have one in Buffalo, which is only an hour from where I live, that started today. So I spent most of the day there checking that out, and I'll probably head back there Thursday to class. I love going to training. It's great to hang around all the officers and see how much they appreciate the way we train, and the fact that we provided to them in the way we do. So I find it very re-energizing to go to our trainings whenever I can.
Right. So to know what Michael's talking about in more detail, go back to our 300th episode. Michael was our guest on our historic 300th episode, which we kicked off our celebration with giveaways and whatnot. And Michael and ASP were gracious enough to put up 3 of their XTDF light kits, almost around $170 value each. And that's been 5 episodes ago. And we told you guys, I've been telling you every episode since then what you need to do to get involved and be a part of this. And, I even loosened it up a little bit, as far as the rules. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make this as user-friendly as possible because we want participation from you guys. We want to see participation. There's been a few of you that have jumped in. There's been some of you that have been very enthusiastic about it and have posted several pictures, which I absolutely love it. So, the more the merrier. I'm not putting a limit on how many posts you can do, but when you're doing your post to support our law enforcement, men and women out there, whether you're going out, you're getting selfies with them, you're in front of their squad cars, their motorcycles, maybe it's just the precinct that you're at and you're in front of it, showing support for them. Make sure you're using the hashtags, the proper hashtags. Hashtag TL300 and hashtag ASP gear. And you can hashtag anything else you want, but you got to have those 2 on there. And make sure that you tag Talking Lead and make sure you tag ASP USA. Just makes it easier for us to find you and give these awesome light kits away. The XTDF dual fuel flashlights, which I've been rocking mine. Just got back from Utah, as you guys know. Had it in my carry bag with me. I actually had this one, and I had the Scribe as well. I took it with me, and they both came in handy.
I wish you could say that you used it to light up the target from 6,000 meters away.
6,000 yards, 6,500 yards.
Yeah. We can't claim that, but that would have been a damn cool show.
Yeah, that would have been good, but we packed up before it got dark every day, so I didn't have a chance to use it on the range, but it did come in handy through my travels. So made it through TSA, no problems, other than they wanted to keep it just for themselves.
Yeah.
They loved it. But we're going to give one away now. I mean, we've given you guys plenty of time, and I think what we want to do is, Michael and I have talked about this, and I think it's fitting that the person that kicked this off for us and got it kick-started, that he be the recipient of this. And the winner is going to be Ryan Drossopoulos. And Ryan, I know you told me how to say it, and I probably jacked it up again. So your new nickname is just RD, baby. So we're going to call you RD from now on. Leadhead RD, congratulations. And he actually made a couple of posts. He did one, and he's done his on Facebook. We found his on Facebook. He did one June the 1st, and he was at his local law enforcement. He was just driving by, listening to the podcast, and he felt so led as to go ahead and just pull in to his local PD there. And he took a picture with one of the officers in front of their logo there. And he's down in Georgia. And he did another one with his family, which I think this one would be very befitting for our second part of this giveaway series for that suppressor, where we just want you guys to take a picture of you out enjoying your freedom. You know, what freedom means to you as a lead head. And he took one with his family. I guess they're out in his backyard, but they've all got their guns, proudly sporting their firearms. And he tagged ASP and tagged TL300 on that one too. So that's what we want to see. Austin Whalen has been doing a great job doing posts on Instagram. And we just wanted to clarify one thing too. In the original, if you listen to 300, we stated that if you're law enforcement, or, if you're a lead head and you've got ASP gear, if you do a picture with your gear that you have that's ASP, then you're going to be eligible for an additional little something that Michael's going to reward you with. Austin did a picture with a couple of police officers, and one of the guys has his baton out. And Michael, you want to take this?
Oh, sure.
I'm going to make you be the bad guy.
Well, it wasn't our baton, and you can't be blamed for it. A lot of them, conceptually anyway, expandable batons can look alike, but they're not all alike. Wasn't one of ours, but we appreciate the A for effort and the spirit of it. And truthfully, kidding aside, what this is really about, it's not about celebrating batons or ASP or anything. It's really about showing support for law enforcement when they need all the support they can get. So I looked at it with a smile on my face, no harm, no foul, but definitely bonus consideration if it's got any ASP products in it, or, get creative out there, lead heads. If you're standing in front of a police car, just write the hashtag down on a piece of paper and hold it up in front of the camera. Get creative like that.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to pull an officer aside, although that's certainly the coolest. Just celebrate law enforcement, use the hashtag. That's really what we're looking for here, and we'll pay attention.
There you go. So we've really lightened up on the rules on this, so making it easy for everybody. There's no excuse. And, I told you in the prior episodes that if you want to be eligible for that suppressor, you want to be eligible for the CP33 from Kel-Tec that they've put up, the gift cards that Glock is putting up, 1776 United, the Rats tourniquets, the special limited edition Talking Leadys, 300th episodes. I want to see you participating in all these. So you have to have participated in this flashlight one before you can even be eligible for the suppressor, or you can be eligible for the CP33 or anything else that we give away, and vice versa on those. So
would you say that there's a twist on the tourniquet giveaway? Oh, I couldn't resist.
Well, they have been very generous. Jeff Kirkham, owner of and inventor of the Rats tourniquet, has been very generous.
Nobody who shoots should leave home without one, so that's great that they're giving you all those.
Definitely needs to be part of the kit, without a doubt. So for you lead heads who have been taking part, John Adams III, Austin Whalen, Ryan, RD now, Dooley. There's been several of you that have taken part. Ed is actually law enforcement. Oh, I was going to say this, Michael. While you're at your classes, why don't you inform them that we have this going on and that they're eligible, and that if they want to do some selfies and post those and do those hashtags, they're eligible also.
If I get to pull something from the side, I'll definitely mention it.
Yeah.
These classes are pretty nonstop and pretty intense, and
you should just have the Talking Lead podcast playing in the background.
Yeah.
Just to add stress to their training.
These classes are so loud. I mean, other than a firearms class, you probably would not find a louder law enforcement training. I don't know, maybe door breaching or something. But when you're smacking batons on training bags and you've got 30 to 50 people doing them at the same time,
oh wow,
you might as well be at the range.
That's right. So we've got 2 more of these to give away. Even after we've given them away, you still have to participate. I mean, if we've given them all away and we still have those other giveaways, you still have to do this one to be eligible for the other ones. So I'm going to stick by that. I mean, that's just the way it's got to be. We want to get out there. We want to show our LE men and women that the Leadhead Brigade is behind them, and this is a great way to do that. So get out there, show your support. Start doing it now because we're giving them away. I've opened the floodgates. Congratulations to RD, Leadhead RD. Send me an email, talkinglead@gmail.com, and I will get you hooked up with Michael, and he'll get that sent out to you. So very good. Michael, any updates, anything new from ASP before we let you go?
Not since we had our great long conference. We're always working on new stuff, and we will certainly have new kit to talk about in the second half of the year. Nothing I can announce yet, but we've got lots of interest in the hopper, so keep an eye out. And certainly, if we get some more participation in this contest and we get some enthusiasm for our law enforcement team, we'd be more than happy to do it again. We love hanging out with the Leadhead.
Very cool. Michael, again, thank you so much for taking the time today to help me announce our first winner of the Talking Lead ASP XTDF flashlight kit giveaway. And we're going to have 2 more of these in upcoming episodes. So stay tuned. We'll get Michael on with any updates that they have with their products, keep you guys informed. And if you have any questions for Michael, you can shoot me email talkinglead@gmail.com, or if they want to get in touch with you directly, how would they do that?
They can either ping us on social media. They can DM us on Facebook or Instagram if they want. They can contact us form on our webpage, and anything, if they put my name on it, it'll absolutely positively get to them. We're a not too small and not too big company that we're very responsive. So if someone needs to reach me for whatever reason, just put something to my attention on any of our communications platforms, and I promise you it'll get.
Very good. All right, guys, we're going to let Michael go. He's got a little drive ahead of him, and we're going to get back with Corey here. All right, very cool. So we got everybody's adrenaline pumping right here. Hopefully that got you guys fired up to start participating. You know what you got to do. It's not just one and done. You've got to take part in all of our giveaway contests that we set up. I guess you want to call it contests. They're fun things to do. They're very supportive for our law enforcement military, and we want to see the participation. So,
right.
So to continue on this 300th episode celebration, Corey and Glock and Ralph, our buddy Ralph over there, have come up with some awesome prizes for you lead heads. Corey, you want to tell them what they have the potential of winning?
Yeah, basically we're going to have some codes for you to pick your best lead head, or heads, I guess you could say. Basically it's going to be $75 off anything in the e-store. So whatever it may be, whether it's apparel, there's a few different accessories on there. Unfortunately, it doesn't include magazines. But anything that's on the website, parts, stuff of that nature, they'll be able to go in, use this code, and we'll process it up to $75.
So cool. So if they're
to support you,
if their total is $74, then they don't pay anything.
Mm-hmm.
Except shipping?
From what I understand, that should be the way it works. It should include everything.
Okay.
At the end of the order, if it's $74, they shouldn't have to pay a thing.
There you go.
Obviously, if it goes over that and they spend $150, which we'd love to see that, then half of it's covered. So
there you go.
So you got to double for $75. There
you go. That's awesome, guys. So make sure you go and show Glock some love. Let them know how much you appreciate them doing this. $75. 3 different lead heads are going to get $75 coupons toward their e-store. It's anything on there. Yep. So, I mean, you guys still have those coolers?
No, which one? The soft cooler or the big
The ones that lit up? You remember those?
Yeah, I remember those. No, we don't have any more of those.
All right, so you guys missed out on those.
We didn't sell enough. We didn't sell enough of those. Enough lead heads didn't call in to buy those. We couldn't keep those in the product line.
But if you could see me right now, I'm wearing my Team Glock shirt. So just like their shooters wear, I've got one of those that I'm wearing. I got that from their store. You guys can get that there. They've got hats. They've got pins. I mean, you guys got like a ridiculous amount of Glock lifestyle stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of lifestyle stuff on there. You're right about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, go in, $75. And again, you may have some guys that need to upgrade their pistols. Maybe they want a new barrel. Maybe they want whatever it might be. So we added parts that normally our codes are for repair only, but considering, a lot of the lead heads out there, might want a sweatshirt and change out a barrel or rebuild something or, whatever the case may be, they can get everything that's on the website.
That's awesome. So gun parts too. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And as you know, Glock is probably the cheapest gun to rebuild or repair or what have you. So $75 in gun parts would go a long way for your small stuff.
Absolutely. Goes a long, long way. And I mean, that'll get you a good chunk for a barrel too. If you wanted to get you a new barrel.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, most of the barrels going in from $150 to $175. So, I mean, like I said, you get a barrel for half the cost basically. But as most lead heads, I'm sure will agree, they probably have more than one Glock. So if they need 5 or 6 recoil springs for their different Glocks, they can get all that, and it's free. It doesn't cost them anything.
Yeah, slide parts, magazine parts, all kinds of Cool stuff.
Anything that's a non-armor part. So some of your listeners may not know what that means. You've got some stuff. Basic way to look at it is if the part is encapsulated into the slide where you have to take the back cover plate off, and you probably can't get that unless you take our armorers class, which is actually open. So plug for GSSF. If any of your lead head guys are soon to be new lead heads want to get into the shooting world, they can definitely go to GSSF online and check that out, register for that. It gets them a discount on a pistol.
Nice.
And it allows them at that time to be able to take that armorer's course. It'll teach them how to basically field strip a gun, make some minor, changes to it or minor upgrades, stuff like that. And then that would give you an armor certificate, which is good for 3 years. So for 3 years, even if something new comes out, what have you, they would be able to, buy certain parts that they can't get on the website. But the website will be your non-armor parts. So most of that bags, any kind of spring for the most part, unless it's a trigger spring, stuff of that nature, will be on the website. So
I'm looking at
armor,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if you're an armorer right now, that those parts are not on the website. So unfortunately, we don't have that available yet. But if you're just an individual guy that likes to shoot, wants to change out a recoil spring or upgrade a spring, stuff of that, or sights or whatever the case may be, you better get all that with your coupon.
Very cool. And I was saying, I'm on the store here. I was just kind of perusing, and you've got the Glock field knife on there with a saw. I have that. It's a kick-ass knife. Love that. Got the entrenching tool. You've got MOS adapter kits. It's just thousands of stuff on here that you guys can choose from.
Stuff.
So what do they got to do to win this, Corey?
What do they have to do to win this?
I don't know.
I think you ought to incorporate that in with your logo for stuff. The winning patch picker, or maybe your title for your airplane driver. It can't be you.
Yeah, I can't drive it all the time.
Not a cool name.
No, I've already got Lefty's Hero, so somebody else has got to fly the plane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, and I'm not certified anymore. I don't have my license anymore.
Right. Gotcha. Yes, I don't know. I'd say something to some of your contests you got going on, picking the patch, picking the driver of the airplane, the lead Force 1.
Okay.
Stuff of that nature maybe. We can come up with some stuff, I'm sure, for you to give away some $75 worth of Glock stuff.
Let's do this. All right, because that'll be a good one. So for the first Glock discount code, we'll call it, $75 discount code, I want you guys to send me in your suggestions for the pilot for Lead Force 1, who the pilot should be and why. And we're going to pick one of you lucky lead heads for that, and you're going to win the first one. And then for the second one, we'll come up with another one, and then for the third one, we'll come up with another. We'll let you know after we give away the first one. But to be eligible for it, you have to participate in all our other ones. So the ASP flashlight, you got to go out to your local LE, and you got to do those selfies, and you got to hashtag ASP gear, hashtag TL300. Okay, when you do that, you got to go and do the suppressor one with dually defense, which you got to go out and just, what does freedom mean to you? So take a picture, post it on Instagram, on Facebook, and all these are Facebook and Instagram related, because we're trying to build social media awareness and whatnot. So sorry for you people who aren't involved with that stuff. Get it. I mean, make a pseudo name or something and start an account. But this is all to help push and promote our sponsors, the friends of the show, our Second Amendment rights, our freedom, and it's fun. It's meant to be fun. So when you're going up to the LE, law enforcement, don't be a douche. Be very polite, respectful, and if they decline, then just say thank you and then move on, because you'll find somebody who will. But we've given you some leeway, some other options on that, as you just heard from Michael. So we're trying to build this up. But we got to see participation in those. And then on this one, you need to hashtag, how should we do it? Something special Glock, some sort of special Glock hashtag. What should we do? Hashtag, how about TL Glock for Talking Lead Glock?
Hashtag TL Glock. Okay.
Hashtag TL Glock. That's how we're going to find you guys for that. But if you're doing a post on social media, and you want to say, hey, this is who needs to be the pilot, send a picture, post a picture on Instagram, post a picture on Facebook. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be, and they don't have to be a real person. It could be a what do you call them? A movie character or something like that.
Right.
Could be an animal. Could be whatever. So I want to see some ideas. This is to get your brains flowing. And if you do social media tags, it's hashtag TLGlock, hashtag TL300. I want to see that on all the posts. But this is going to help us find it easily and quickly on the social medias. So that's the first one, and we'll come up.
There you have it, boys and girls.
We'll come up with another one for the second one, and then something else for the third one as we give those away. So,
yeah, definitely.
Awesome, Corey. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on. Thanks to you, Josh, Ralph, all the gang at Glock for being a part of Talking Lead over the years, helping us ring in 300 plus episodes. This is our 305th with you, so 305 with
That's
Glock.
That's awesome.
Is there a Glock
That's
that ties in? Let's do that. Let's do hashtag
a Glock 305.
A Glock 305. Let's do that.
You have a Glock 30 with the S backwards. That'd be your closest thing to 305.
There you go. That's close. That's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there.
And we know people who can engrave that.
Yeah, but we appreciate the opportunity, man. It's good to talk to you again.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys again. The next big release. Hopefully, you'll keep us in mind and have us down to Smyrna, Georgia.
Absolutely.
Love to do a remote broadcast from there again. It's always a good time.
We can probably make that happen. I might know a guy or a girl or two.
Might know one or two people. Very good.
One or two people down here might make that happen.
Go and thank all the sponsors, all the friends of the show. Without them, you guys wouldn't be able to hear all this awesome freedom goodness each and every week. The Freedom Cast, as Dooley called it a couple of episodes ago. Kel-Tec. Guys, make sure you go love on Kel-Tec. They are makers of some of the most innovative products in the firearms industry. They've got those cool bullpups, the bullpup rifles, the bullpup shotguns, the Sub 2000, which is really cool. And you're talking about packing guns. If you're not carrying a handgun, you're not carrying your Glock with you, the Sub 2000, and it takes Glock mags, is awesome for a pack gun. Just folds up, fit right in your backpack. Check them out, keltecweapons.com. Riton Optics, R-I-T-O-N. It's not written. It's Riton. R-I-T-O-N. Get it right. Optics.com. Right on price, right on service, right on target. If that helps you remember it. R-I-T-O-N, optics.com. Check them out. The official optics of Talking Lead. And you guys got a good dose of Riton when we were covering Charlie Melton shoot. We had the 4-32 by 56 mounted on a couple of the rifles out there, and we were using that very effectively. So you can see them in action on long-range precision rifles. Just go to our Facebook page, and you'll see those videos from last week when we were in Utah. Again, Riton Optics, riton.com. And then we were shooting at, at that distance, you got to have some big targets to shoot at, Corey.
Yep, I believe it.
So our good buddies over at X Steel Targets.
X Steel Targets.
Makers of the best, most affordable AR-500 steel targets on the market today, provided some 1 MOA targets for Charlie to be shooting at these different distances that we were shooting. And of course, originally it was a 6,000 yard shot that we were doing. So, a 6,000 MOA target would have to be, a 60 by 60 target. That's a heavy AR-500 steel target. But
that sounds heavy.
Bud is able to custom make those targets. So any size, any shape. They've got a wide variety on their website. Go to xsteeltargets.com. They've got the dueling tree. They got the Texas Star. You ever shot a Texas Star, Corey?
I think I have, actually.
I know you have. Down at Big 3 East, there was one down there, and we were shooting some Glocks at it. So hope to see you guys at the next one of those. It was a good time last time. You missed it. xsteeltargets.com. Check them out. Modern Spartan Systems, after you're doing all this shooting, and before, you want to get extra precision out of your pistols, your rifles. You use Modern Spartan Systems line of Spartan Accuracy Oil. They're cleaning solutions. They're going to keep your guns clean. They're going to keep them accurate. ModernSpartanSystems.com. And they were out there at our shoot as well. keeping Charlie's guns clean and accurate. I think they would clean them after every 5 or 6 shots, just to keep him precise. Pioneer Arms Corps, the sponsors of the Talking Lead AK Corner. We just wrapped up season 1, as you guys saw last episode and heard. We had Palmetto State Armory on there, and we're telling you we're coming back with season 2 with Pioneer Arms Corps. And I don't know that we're going to be giving away 12 AKs this time, but we're going to be doing something. So we're still talking about how we're going to kick off season 2, but you're not going to want to miss it. Trust me. Learning all that cool stuff about AK-47s and similar type platforms. So check them out, Pioneer Arms Corps. And then, of course, our good buddies at Glock. Over the years, they've been very supportive of our podcast, and we're very grateful. Go show Glock love. It's, is it us.glock.com?
I believe that is correct, sir. Check out our store. Check out information on some training stuff on there. Join the Glock ID. Join GSSF online. Go in there and just check out our apparel. Like I said, learn some new stuff on Glock. Look at the shooting team. A lot of good information on there as well.
There you go. And before we go, Corey, we're going to give away another one of our limited edition Leadys, 300th episode Leadys that we had special made from our good buddies over at Dipstick Hydrographics. And what I want you to do you have access to Instagram?
Myself right now?
Yeah. Or Facebook? Which one?
I'll probably do somewhere.
Okay. Facebook or Instagram?
I'll probably have to get one of my kids to show me how to use it. Probably Instagram is the easiest. I don't have an account with either, so.
All right. So I'm going to Instagram because Corey picked Instagram. And I'm going to our post. I'm going to go to our post, and I'm just going to scan, and I'm going to randomly stop on one of my posts. All right. So this was a repost that I did of the largest United States flag ever made, displayed proudly at Hoover Dam. Each star is over 17 feet high. It takes a crew of 15 to unfurl it. God bless America. So I did that, and it was a pretty good post. Got 619 people that participated on that, saw it or whatever. And we got comments here. We got 16 comments. Okay? I'm not going to tell you who's what, but you pick a number between 1 and 16, Corey, to include 1 and 16.
10.
10. Okay. And I'm gonna read them out. So Keltec Chad was number 1. 2A Guys and Gear was number 2. Gene Serenity was number 3. Beta Train was I'm on 4? 2, 3, 4. Senior Team Leader Garcia was 5. Gizmo Rush was 6. TB Ruse 4 was 7. 8, 9, 10. 11 was Bird Brain Industries. 12 was Meg Gray. 12. Is that that's the one? 10?
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should I count the comments on other posts, or should I just count?
I think you just pick one post. You get whatever number 10 post was on that post. You're good to go.
6, 7. I know, but some respond to other people's posts. So should I count those two? I should count those two.
I think it ought to be the ones that respond to your post, not the response to the response of your post.
Okay, let me go back then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is Big Papa.
Big Papa.
Big Papa 94.
What better to win than Big Papa?
Big Papa has been a loyal lead head for a while now. I think the AK Corner is what got him listening to the podcast. But he is religious on doing his posts, his likes, his repost. I want to see you make those posts for the ASP and for the suppressor, Big Papa. But you're going to win a Letty. You get one of the limited edition Lettys. So congratulations on that. Email me, talkinglead@gmail.com, your contact info, and I'll send you out your Letty. So there you go, guys. Another show full of information, cool stuff, giveaways. What podcast gives away more than Talking Lead? I can't think of one. I don't know one. Do you know one?
I don't. I have not heard of one giving away so much cool stuff.
We have the best sponsors, the best friends of the show, the best support, and it's all because of you leadheads out there, the Leadhead Brigade. So keep it going. Show everybody some love. Let them know how much you appreciate the support, the sponsorships, the friendships, and keep it going. Corey? again, thank you so much. Thank all the gang over at Glock. Tell them I miss them. Look forward to seeing them soon.
Absolutely. Thanks to all your lead heads, and thanks for all you do for the veterans and all the support you provide them, law enforcement, first responders, what have you, everybody. Thank all them for all the stuff they do for us day in and day out. So we appreciate being a part of Talking Lead, man.
And another thing,
good to be friends with you as well. I'll put you as a bonus. How about that?
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And we're threatening to do a Richard reunion, so hopefully we'll get that worked out. And you guys know that those shows are always wild and crazy, but a good time. And
it could be a blessing in disguise if you haven't been to do it for a while.
And thinking of all the support, you guys, Glock, they helped our Sheepdog Impact Assistance Gala, the charity event that we had, by donating a Glock for that event. It was a huge event. I think you got an email from them with how much they raised and appreciation. So thank you guys for also, thank Glock also for supporting those organizations that Talking Lead is behind. It means a lot. So thank you guys.
Absolutely.
All right, that does it for another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. As always, lead heads, keep your loved ones close.
Oh, and your firearms closer. Shoot straight and shoot often.
And make sure you join GSSF.
And Glock ID, anything Glock. Anything you can join it. Training, all that good stuff.
Very cool. All right, that does it for if I can find the stop button here, I'll stop recording.
I mean, what the hell? We've only been going for 2 hours now. I mean, what's the...